There's nothing worse than dealing with constant pain in the neck, the shoulders, and the back. And today, I'm going to show you why you're getting that pain and a simple 5-minute routine that we can do to prevent it from happening. Welcome back to Limit Breaker Fitness. My name's Monty. I've got a background in human physiology, and I use that expertise to lose over 50 pounds. Now, let's talk about why we're getting pain in all of these areas. To start, let's look at the human spine. We can see that the spine is made up of a bunch of different bones known as vertebrae that are stacked on top of each other. And in between these bones, there are discs made of cartilage. And the structure of the spine allows us to get free movement. We can rotate, we can bend, and it just helps us move around in a way that most other animals can't. Now, the problem with this is our spine doesn't want to be in one position for too long a period of time, except for the neutral position, where it's kind of taking on an S shape. Now, what we do throughout the day, most of us anyway, we work at a desk hunched over like this, or we walk around staring at our phone hunched over. And so what's going on is we're putting a bend into the spine, and we're putting constant pressure on those discs that are in there. Now, we don't want pressure on these discs. So what happens is all of the muscles in the back, in the shoulders, and in the neck here, they're trying to pull us back into this neutral position so that we can take the pressure off of those discs. Because over time, those discs can degrade, and then you'll end up with bone on bone in your spine. And that's when really bad things happen, like damage to the spinal cord, movement restrictions, and it just snowballs from there. So how can we prevent all that, and how can we get rid of the pain that we're experiencing? Well, we need to understand that the pain is because the muscles are so tight all of the time because they're trying to do this job. So what we need to do is to help those muscles get better at doing the job. And we start doing mobility, and then once we establish mobility, we can do our strength training, and that'll teach everything to operate in the normal manner again. So, how do we reestablish this mobility? Well, we simply want to get into our neutral position and then take our spine and our shoulders all throughout the natural movements and reteach them how to do it. To start, we're going to do some thoracic extensions and flexion. So brace the core and place the arms across the chest. Now, what we're going to do is take the chin all the way up to the ceiling and get some nice extension through that mid-back. Do not move the low back at all. Now, we're going to come all the way back, and we're going to get flexion in that mid-back area. Now, all we're going to do is simply repeat this for 12 reps. And we're going to keep going. Now, that right there, you should start feeling a lot more movement happening in the spine, because that tends to be the area that really locks up right back here between these shoulder blades. A lot of us get a knot, I know I do, right in here, because it's trying to really pull those back. So that's what we start with, is those thoracic extensions and flexions. Now, the next thing what we need to do is also move around. And so once again, we're going to have our arms crossed in front of us, brace our core, keep that low back from moving, and then we're going to turn as far as we can, and then we're going to go ahead, come back to neutral, and then we're going to turn the other way. Now, once again, we're going to go for 12 reps on each side. And every time we do a rep, we want to try and go just a little further than we did before. And as we go through our reps, we should notice a lot more loosening up in those muscles in the back. And if you're really getting a knot in your low back, this is going to help, because that low back is trying really hard to keep everything stable, and that motion's being locked up. So that's the second thing that we do. Our thoracic rotations, these are called. Now, number 3, we want to move up from the mid-back area into this neck area and get all of these muscles here active and moving. So to do that, we're going to do chin tucks. Now we're going to take our shoulder blades back and down. Now that we did those first two, we should have a lot more motion in there. So back and down, core braced. And what I like to do is grab my hands and just pull at my elbows behind my body, or at least try to. So you see there's tension happening back there. Now I'm going to take my chin, come all the way back. Hold that for a second, and then come all the way up to the ceiling. And up here, I'm just going to go back and forth just a little bit, and then come back to neutral. Now, once again, I'm going to tuck my chin, take it all the way up to the ceiling, go back and forth just a little bit, and come back to neutral. Now, once again, we're going to do this for 12 reps. These are cervical extensions. That's the third exercise that we're going to do. Now, the last exercise we're going to do is cervical rotations. To do this, we're going to take one arm, put it behind our body. Once again, we want to try and get that shoulder back and down. Now, we're going to take our head and turn it the opposite way as far as we can, and we're going to come back to neutral. Now, once again, take the head, turn it as far as you can, and come back to neutral. Then, once you get 12 reps on that side, switch. My left arm now, back and down on the shoulder, turning my head the opposite direction. And once again, we're trying to go just a little bit farther with every single rep. And that should be all you need to get everything moving there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do this every day, at least once, preferably twice a day for the next week or 2 weeks. Just depends on your pain levels. And then once we start establishing that new mobility, that new range of motion, now we can start doing our training and teach our muscles to fire over this new range of motion. Because in order to get everything proper, we have to be able to get them strong as well at, how should I say it more simply? In order to alleviate the pain and get the joints functioning properly, we need to take them through the full range of motion that they're capable of, and then we need to be able to do it under load so that they can get stronger. Because remember, the reason why they're all tense is because they're trying to do a job that they can't really handle right now. So, quick overview, the 5-minute routine you need in order to alleviate your neck, back, and shoulder pain. First, thoracic extensions into flexions, 12 reps. Then, thoracic rotations to both sides, also 12 reps. Then, chin tucks all the way up. Get our cervical extension this way, also 12 reps. And then we're going to do our cervical rotations with our arm behind and just turning the head to the side, and 12 reps on each side. Do this routine every day, twice, should only take about 5 minutes. And let me know in the comments after a week or so of doing this how you feel. Once you feel better and you're getting rid of the pain, you can go ahead and download my free 90-day training program. It's step-by-step workouts, habit trackers, progress trackers. And if you follow that program after you reestablish your mobility, it'll help you get stronger in that new mobility. And so hopefully you don't have to experience that pain again. It's something I've dealt with for quite a bit. I used to get a knot right in here, and I would just be yanking and yanking and yanking, trying to get at it. And luckily, I don't have to deal with that anymore. So that's everything I got for you today, guys. Like the video, hit the subscribe button if you found it helpful. And if you have a friend who's experiencing this pain and doesn't quite know what to do about it, go ahead and send them the video, share it with them. I'm sure after a couple of weeks, if they actually do it, they'll be thanking you. So see you next time.